I'm not enough. There is a lot of variation of I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not young enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not thin enough. I'm not beautiful enough. All this I'm not enough is just limiting yourself.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Voice It with Karishma Shah. Today we have a very nice guest with us who is going to be talking to us about so many different things which are so important at this time. I'm really excited to introduce Valerie Mege. She's from Spain and she's a mindset coach. And today she's going to talk to us about, how our mindset affects so many different realms of our overall being, and how is it that we can, create a better mindset or create something which is actually an ally for us. So firstly, a big welcome to you, Val. Thank you so much for doing this, and thank you for being on the show. We're all really excited to host you today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you to talk about my favorite topics, like mindset, self-confidence, and all the things that I think that it's a very, very important topic, can change your life.
It can, absolutely. Thank you so much. So to begin with, Val, can you tell us, a little bit about your journey and, the kind of work that you do? I personally know about the work that you do, but I would like all the listeners to know about your beautiful journey and, how you help people with their mindsets, how you help people with their self-confidence. So please tell us a little bit more about how you started and how is it going?
So I grew up in France. I'm French, but I live in Spain for so many years that it's like I'm Spanish right now. And at some point, it was my dream to live in Spain, not really in Spain, but close to the sea. And at some point, everything became reality. And I'm living in a small island in Spain, Ibiza, and I was having an amazing life. Very cool lifestyle. I was working in event industry. I was dealing with VIP every day, like meeting celebrities, organizing the best event ever, traveling the world and everything. And I was seeing that I was still unfulfilled. On paper, I had everything to be happy, and I was still feeling unfulfilled. And I realized that most of my VIP clients who have really everything to be happy, what's everything things that they need to have to be happy, most of the time they were telling me the same, that they were feeling like kind of something was missing to really for them to feel 100% happy and fulfilled. Yes. So I've been passionate about personal development since I am a teenager. Personal growth is one of my core values with freedom and human connection. And I decided to dig a little bit deeper in that, and I started going back to reading all the self-development book. I went to seminaries, and I started doing a coaching training for myself because I wanted to feel better. I understood that this unsatisfaction with life was from inside. So I started doing this coaching training. It absolutely changed my life to realize that I could change my thought, my way of thinking, and my mindset. And I started coaching my VIP clients, and I became a coach like this.
Wow, it's actually a very aspirational story, because I feel like, there are so many people who after a certain age start understanding that I did this for a while and it served a purpose, but the journey ahead needs something more. It needs something different. And I think, kudos to you to be able to actually create that shift for yourself, because I feel like once you do it for yourself, it's so much easier for us to talk about it as well and guide other people who are looking to do that.
Yes, exactly. I think that it's a very important thing to realize that you can have a good life and want more. Yes. And want something different. Right. It's not because on paper you have a good life, you have the great career, you have the relationship, you have the social life that you like, that you cannot want more and want to feel more fulfilled and more complete and more proud of your own life, of what you are doing with your life.
Yes, thank you for saying that. I feel like just because you don't have to come from a background where there is a massive tragedy, or you don't have to come from a background where something is below a certain standard. It's valid for everyone, you know.
Exactly.
Wanting to change your lifestyle, wanting to change your mind, and wanting to change the course of your purpose in life is something that everybody has a right to, regardless of your social background, your economical background, you
Absolutely.
know, the state you belong to or the race that you belong to. So thank you for validating that. I think that was a beautiful aspect about, you know, so important for people to understand that you could be at any age, any stage, and still want things in a different way. And it's absolutely okay for you to do that.
Absolutely. You are never too old, you are never too young, you are never too something to change your life. If you are not happy with your life right now, I promise you, you can change it.
Yes, thank you. And well, how can you change a person's limiting beliefs? And you know, what are some of the common limiting beliefs in our society that hold so many people back? Can you highlight on that?
Yeah, so I think that it's important to explain to people what are limiting beliefs. The limiting belief is belief that you have about yourself or about other people or even about the world that limit you in some way. So most of those beliefs are created in childhood, but we can also create them later in life. But it's not a personality trait. It's not because you think in that way that you will always think in that way. There is a very, very important things that absolutely blow my mind and change my life is that you get to choose what you want to think. And a limiting belief is just a thought. It's a thought that is holding you back, and it's a thought that you repeat it to yourself so many times over and over again that you believe it's true, but it doesn't make it true. You just believe it's true. So the most common one that I saw coaching my clients and that I add to, it's I'm not enough. There is a lot of variation of I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not young enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not thin enough. I'm not beautiful enough. All this I'm not enough is just limiting yourself. Other ones that I saw a lot with my client, it's I'm not lovable.
Yeah.
So it's often coming from childhood, or it can come also for difficult relationship in your when you're an adult or separation, or can create this limiting beliefs of I'm not lovable. I don't deserve what I want. We think that other people can have what we want, but not us. It's a very tricky one. I don't have what it takes.
Yes.
Just like other can do it, I cannot. And there is not enough. There is not enough is a limiting belief that is coming from a scarcity mindset. And it can be there is not enough money, but also there is not enough time. And I have some clients who think that there is not enough health for them, that they're going to be sick always, for example. So there's this limiting beliefs of there is not enough. There is also a few variations of it that it's really holding us back when we are believing them.
Yes, actually, I do agree with that. And I feel like, you know, to give you a personal example, when you just mentioned something where, you know, it's something that we feed ourselves. And,
Yes.
you know, to give you an example, when I was growing up, you know, a lot of people would have a lot of hobbies, you know, and they would go and enroll themselves for classes, you know, they would go for music class and they would go for dance class and they would go for piano class and, you know, tennis, all those kinds of things, you know. And you know, I wasn't really keen on doing anything or going for any classes. And you know, I would think that I would be just with my friends or I would be with my family and I would just do the regular things, and I would think like, I'm not talented, I don't have any skills, I'm not talented, like what am I going to do in my life? And I was only 15 years old. And you know, and it wasn't that I had experienced everything or I had actually understood what I am at that moment, but it's that aspect where we look at everybody else around us and what they're doing, and we start evaluating ourselves in that little zone.
It's a benchmark. We take what others do as a benchmark of what we should do, but it's not like that. But it's the way that we create limiting belief. Yes, exactly.
And
It
then,
doesn't serve us.
and then when I kind of like grew up, and by the time I reached my 20 or the early 20s, right, I started realizing that there was a reason why all those talents and all the skills that were there did not come out at that point, because I wasn't supposed to understand it at that point. I changed the whole aspect about thinking that I am enough the way that I am, and I have all these things which I don't see other people having, and then I started honing those talents and exactly those skills, and my mindset was so passionate about those things, where I feel like today I have an edge over so many things. And it's not about a comparison thing, it's just that there's peace within now. There's no comparison, there's nothing to evaluate yourself against. But I feel like the self-confidence bit, which you will also just explain now very shortly, I feel like it stems from how you view yourself. So when I shifted the way that I was viewing myself, automatically all the things that you have in that plate of yours start seeming more delicious and more interesting then.
Yeah, absolutely. Mindset and self-confidence are going hands on hands. You need to have the right mindset to feel confident. And confidence, it's not a personality trait. It's a feeling. And the feeling that all our feelings are created by your thought and not by your circumstances. So anyone can become self-confident because you can just change your thought about yourself. And self-confidence is just having the belief that whatever happens in life, you can handle it successfully. It's just this. And you can start thinking that you're going to be okay whatever happens in your life, and this is what's going to create self-confidence. It's just coming from your thought, not for what you are able to do or not able to do. I know people that are extremely self-confident, and they are coming from a very simple background. It's not like what you have. It's really who you are, and it's in your mind.
I love the line that you just said right now, and I think it's something that a lot of people should kind of write down. I think what you just said is so beautiful, that self-confidence is not a personality trait. It is a feeling, and that feeling is something that is generated from your own thoughts. I think that's beautiful. That is like the golden mantra, and I feel like that is just beautiful. Thank you so much for telling us that, Val.
You're welcome.
And if you could tell us a little bit about when you do work with your clients, and when you help them with self-confidence, you help them with their mindset aspects. What are the kind of tools, or maybe some of the tools that you use, and if you would like to share that with everyone?
So the thing is, my work is really based on rewiring your mind and helping you think in a more deliberate way, and in a way that helps you to achieve whatever you want. Because at the end, if you have the right mindset, I promise you, you can achieve whatever you want in life. So I use different kinds of tool. Depends on the clients. It's always tailor-made what I'm doing. But the first step, it's awareness. You cannot change something that you are not aware of. So you need to be very honest with yourself, and it's for that working on your mindset and your self-belief, it's a work that is best done with others, because you need to be able to tell someone, and it's when you are telling what is in your mind to someone, and this person is asking you more questions, so you can really access your subconscious thought, because the conscious are pretty easy to access, but the subconscious not so much. And when you are talking with someone and this person know how to ask you the right question to get you deeper in your way of thinking, it's when all those beliefs that are blocking you come to the surface, and then you can start changing them. But you need first to understand why you are thinking that way. Our brain is here to keep us safe, not to make us happy. So most of the time when we are thinking a limiting belief, when we are believing a limiting belief, it's because our mind thinks that it's the safe things to do, and that it's going to keep us safe. We find something positive in being in this situation, in having this limiting belief. So first we have to uncover that, and then we start thinking about new belief, what will serve us, how can we achieve what we want, which kind of belief we help us for that, and working on ingrain that in your brain forever.
Yes.
So it can be through NLP. I am an NLP coach, so I work a lot with NLP. I do hypnosis, guided visualization, a lot of journaling, just talking also, some somatic exercise, breathing exercise. There is a full toolbox to help you change your limiting belief.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I also feel like what you said is that it's so personal, because so many people would need different things when they come, and,
Yeah.
stemming from the problem that they have or the issue that they have at hand. I think it's beautiful that you kind of like custom make and, personalize the therapy that you give them,
Yeah, absolutely. It needs to be personal. There is no cookie cutter solution for everyone.
I agree. Absolutely. The same with health. It's not one solution fits all. I absolutely understand where you come
Yeah.
from. And well, when you say that, we're talking about the mindset, we're talking about the power of the mind, right? So, how does the power of the mind become a strength for somebody or become an enemy for somebody? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, this is the thing. It's, your mind can be your ally or it can be your enemy. And the thing is, most of people think that they have no power over their mind, but you have to consider yourself. I'm going to give you an analogy to understand. You have to consider that your life is your business.
Yes.
Okay? And you are the CEO.
Yes.
And your mind is your employee.
Yes.
So you have to really give your mind the right orders, you have to tell your mind what they have to do for your mind to do the right things, to take you where you want to go, where you want to be the person that you want to be. But you have absolutely full power on your mind. You just have to train yourself to ask yourself the right question and make your mind work for you and not against you. And see, if you never try to understand what are your limiting beliefs, what is limiting you, in which way your mind is stopping you to do whatever you want to do in your life. And it can be anything. It can be get this new job, get into a relationship, lose weight, have a better health. It's all coming from your mind. And I think that you perfectly know that it's not, for example, to lose weight, it's not only what you eat, it's also what you think.
Yes.
So it's making your mind your ally, and knowing how to work with your mind, how to reprogram your mind, changing your belief and your way of thinking for your mind to be like on your side and not against you.
Yes, I love that. Thank you again for another power statement, Val. That was beautiful. On the topic of being on the right side of the mind, there are a lot of people these days, especially post the pandemic, they have a lot of mental health issues. They have issues with self-esteem and anxiety. If there was one life message or one life lesson that you could share with everyone after all the experience that you have with working with so many different people, if you had one message to give to everybody who is listening, and they could probably benefit from it in a way where it could reduce some kind of an aspect in their life which is troublesome for them, can you give us something like that which is useful?
Yeah, I want to remind people that we are just out of a pandemic and not completely out, to be honest. So don't try to get to your old you just right now. Just accept that those 2 years really change us. They change the way of we think. They change the way of we live our life. They change our priorities in life. And we need to integrate that and to get to know better the person that we are right now. And this will help you to feel better. It's get to know who you are right now after those 2 years of pandemic, after all the anxiety, after all the uncertainty. Get to know who you are right now. What are your priorities? What you really, really want in life? And I think that we knew that with these 2 last years, we understood that it's very important to know what we want and to go after it. So get to know yourself, invest in yourself. You are your best investment. I promise you, your health, your mind, your body are your best investment. It's the way for you to feel better. Start um, becoming your best friend and investing in yourself in some way, in taking time to read what things about things that interest you, that can help you to understand better your mind, your health, your body. Investing maybe in someone that can help you manage your mind better, understand better why you are doing what you are doing, where you are right now, and where you want to go. And it's that, but I promise you, you get to choose what you want to think. It's your ultimate freedom.
Yes.
No one can tell you what you want to think. So choose the right thought, the thought that makes you happy, fulfilled, and that bring you closer of who you want to be and why you want to be.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. That is amazing. I love the fact that you mentioned, and thank you so much, for coming on the platform and actually, saying this out loud, that you were a different person 2 years ago. And with everything that's happened, even though you were inside your house and, probably, you did not directly get affected with it, but there's so many things happening to everyone subconsciously and even in the whole environment, right? And it has affected everybody. So there's no need to go back to the you that was there 2 years ago. Thank you for saying that. I think that is amazing. It's so important for us to understand that we're different people at different stages of our life, and the more we accept that, start working with that aspect of us in the moment, it can help us move ahead in life rather than constantly looking back and wondering why things are not working out for us.
Yes.
Thank you, Val. This has been beautiful. I have loved the conversation today. You have so graciously, beautifully explained the most simplest of things, but I personally enjoyed it a lot. And I hope that everyone who listens, they get to learn something and they get to understand some aspects which are so important for us living in a time like today.
Yes, I think that it's so important when we understand the power our mind have. The power of our mind is just incredible. So when we understand the power of the mind, we can really achieve incredible things in our life. We can change our life.
Yes. And Val, you also very kindly told us that, for everyone who's listening, you're going to be, giving out a free guide. And you please tell us about it, and please tell everyone who's listening, what is the guide about, and we'll put out the links and everything so that people can download it, but please tell us what it is.
So I created a little guide that it's called 7 Ways to Boost Your Mindset, that will get you unstuck, that will help you move forward, that will help you understand better the way that your mind works and the way that you can change your belief and choose belief that serve you in life. And it's like easy guide with some question to answer, and I promise you it will really help you.
Wow, thank you. Very kind of you to do that. I hope everyone downloads it and uses it, learns something from it. It's been phenomenal to have you here today.
Thank you so much.
Me and the team, we're all really, really happy that you took out time and you came and spoke to us today, and that we got to learn. We got to learn new things from you, understand a few more concepts. We wish you all the best and more power in the journey ahead. And I hope that our paths cross again soon. Thank you so much, Val.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.